So it's been a while since I did a video, but I wanted to do one where I'm dealing with the new input system. Originally I wasn't really interested, but through a little bit of research I found out that Unity is going to phase out the old input system, so I figured I'd better learn how to do it. So I decided to apply to this medieval parkour project that I was working on. Basically, if you go to my YouTube channel, I have several videos that shows how to do the basic setup in Unity, as well as like wall jump, wall run, ledge climb, ceiling hang, and a bunch of functionalities. But so far I've recreated my medieval parkour number 8, which is the basic setup. So right now it's got all the script is using basically the old input system. So just say if I go to my script here, if we look at pieces of code like this, if input.get button down jump, or input get access horizontal, this is all old input stuff. So for this video I'm going to replace everything with the new input system. So it's going to be a learning experience for me. So right now it's just the basic setup. So if I play, I can move the camera around, I can walk around. If I press the right mouse button, I can run, and spacebar to jump. So basic setup. So I haven't added any of the other functionalities like wall running, wall jumping, or any of that. That might be for later videos, but for today I'm just going to go into my script and replace all this stuff with new input stuff. So this is going to be a learning experience for me as well. Before I go any further, I should mention that I am using Unity 6, and when you do get Unity 6, if you go into project settings and you go into player, and you go down to active input handling, by default, before Unity kept the old input system as default, but now they're putting the new input system as default. But I decided to keep both, so I clicked both, and whenever you change, it's going to ask you to restart the engine, which I already did, but you can choose between the three. You can do old, new, or both. So I have it set to both, just in case I want to do simple things with the old input system. And also when you create a new project, if you go into the assets folder, it creates an input system. Basically it's a setup. I'm going to create a new one, but if you open it up, this is what it looks like. It's got comes with two action maps, player, and then I guess user interface. So for player, you got like the regular move character controls. So if you open that up, you've got like the keyboard and like gamepad sort of set up, and you've got look, which is probably the mouse, and you've got attack, crouch, jump, a whole bunch of other things. But I'm going to create my own. So in my main character folder, I created another folder called input. So I'm going to open that up. I'm going to right click, and I'm going to create. If you go all the way down, it says input action. So I'm going to click input action, and I'm going to name it player controls. So I'm not sure if I have to delete this one, but I'm just going to leave it for now. I think I can just leave it and just use this one. So if I open that up, as you can see, when you create a new one, it's all empty, so you have to do everything one at a time. So I'm going to press under action maps. I'm going to press this button, and I'm going to name it MC main character underscore basic. And then under new action, so this is you can create basically collections for different situations. So I think a good way to look at it would be like if this is for character movement while he's on the ground, like idle, walk, run, then you could have one for, I don't know, when he's like driving a car or like doing something else. So I think that's why they created this. That's why they have this whole column for action maps. But I'm not too sure. I'm still learning. So for now, I'm just going to focus on this. So this creates a subfolder called actions. So here I'm going to rename this to move, and I'm going to press this plus and create another one called jump. So move, action type. So you have three options. Yeah, by default it's set to button, which is like one button click. But if you want to do like movement, like directions, you want to use either value or pass through. I'm going to use value and control type vector 2, because forwards, backwards, and sideways, that's two vectors. And then I'm going to press, so right now if I go down, there's no binding. So if I press this plus button, I'm going to add up, down, left, right. So this one, I think I can delete. And I'm left with this 2 vector. And there's up, down, left, right. Okay. So I have to bind these. So for the up, I press path, and then I press listen, and I press the W key. And when I press the W key, it shows up. And for down, if I press, so if I don't press listen, if I just press the S key, I just have to go further down in the list. So I can just do it that way. To the left, press A, keyboard A, and right, and D, so keyboard D. For the jump, it's going to be action type button, so I'll just leave that. And then for no, where select is no binding, and I'm going to go to path, and I'm going to type in space. So you don't have to type in listen, or you don't have to click on the listen button. Just select that. So these are the basic functionalities. I'm going to do this first, and then I'm going to come back and deal with the camera rotation. With all of this created, I'm just going to leave it here for now. I'm going to go into my scripts, and I'm going to, in my player movement script where I do, where I move the character around, I'm going to create some functions. So these functions are unique to the input system, but before I do that, I need to go up here, and I need to type in using Unity engine dot system. And the very bottom, I'm going to create a couple methods. First one is public void on move. Whoops. Input action callback context. I'm going to copy and paste this, and I'm going to call this one. I'm just going to change the name to on jump. So I'm just going to compile that. I'm going to go back into the editor. And with the character selected, I'm going to add a component called player component or player input. So this is a new component that you add. This is unique to the new input system. And what I want to do, whatever I've done here, I have to save asset. If I don't do that, then I lose everything I just created. So I'm going to close that for a second. And when I create this new input component, player input, I need to drag and drop the setup that I created into this slot here. And under behavior, I'm going to set it to invoke Unity events. And under events, so it's already reading the inputs that I created, so it's showing the move and jump. So under here, I'm going to press plus, and this is asking me for my script. So I'm going to reference the script, which should be this one. I'm just drag and drop. And then from this script, what I want to do is I want to reference this on move. So I go down here, look for my script name, and I just click on move. And for jump, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to press the plus button, drag and drop the script into this field. And this time, I am going to trigger this on jump. So MC basic, this is the script name, and I'm going to do on jump. So basically what this is doing, I think, what it's doing is it's constantly looking for input. So whatever I created here is constantly looking for input of the movement or the jump. And whenever it where did it go? Oh, whenever it detects something, it basically fires over here. So hopefully that makes sense. First, I'm going to quickly go up and create a variable called private vector 3 called move input. And I'm also going to add a little note here. What I'm doing right now is coming from another tutorial that I saw by a YouTube channel called Factory Studios. I'm just going to make a little note, Factory Studios, new input system. And I'm going to take this new movement input that I just created, and I'm going to go down here to this on move, and I'm going to do move input equals context read value vector 2. Did I do that right? Read value. Oh, forget these. There. So basically, I'm constantly reading. It's looking for the input of these, and I guess it's storing it in this new movement input variable that I just created. So now, what I want to test, I'm not sure if this is going to work. This is my first time it's transferring everything to this new input system. I'm going to take all this code that's using the old input system. I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to paste it into this new function. And I'm going to cancel out all this, so it's not reading it. This is all old input stuff. So it's not going to read this anymore. So I just need to go down here to the one that I pasted, and I just need to change some of this up. So I'm going to cancel out these two, because this is asking for get input, get axis, vertical and horizontal, which is old input stuff. So because I don't have this horizontal and vertical anymore, I'm going to get move input dot x, move input dot y. And I don't know if it's going to work, but I'm about to find out. So I'm going to compile that. And okay, I'm going to close this for a second. And I'm going to hit play. And it works. So if I it works, but it's kind of weird. I think I know what the problem is. I'm going to open up this again, and under here I'm going to create another one called add binding with two modifiers. Modifier 1 Actually, I'm not going to do that. Actually, I'm not sure why it sort of looks like it's working, but it's not. If I spin the camera around and I press forward, oh, it's only, yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. If I just say press backwards, okay, this isn't working. Okay, I figured out the solution. So, all the stuff that I added in the on move function, I'm going to delete. And I want to keep everything in this move, so I'm going to uncancel. I'm going to unblock these, except for the top three. So I'm going to copy and paste this one, and I'm going to change this to the move input .x, move input .y. The reason why it wasn't working before, well, first I want to compile it, make sure it is working. Okay, so if I hit play, okay, so it's working perfectly now. And the reason why it wasn't working was when I was doing everything in here, when I had when I pasted all that code down here, I guess it wasn't firing constantly. All this here, on the other hand, is firing because this private void move is being triggered in the update right here. So it's constantly, so all I'm doing is I'm taking this move input value that's coming from the new input system, and I'm feeding it into here. So move input y, move input x. Okay, so far so good. Now I need to do the jump. Okay, so I'm going to try something for the jump. I'm not sure if this is going to work, but I think it should. So I'm going to create another variable. It's going to be a boolean called jump input. By default, it's going to be equal to false. And back in this onJump function, I'm going to put if context dot performed, and then jump input equals true, else jump input equals false. So I'm going to take these values and I'm going to go up to where the jump function is. So originally I have the old input system, input get button down jump, so I'm going to cancel that out. I'm going to block that, and I'm going to put if input jump input equals true. So if I hit play, oops, if I move around, press jump, it works fine. Okay, so since that's working, I may as well go ahead and create the run. And this one is going to be button, so I'm just going to leave that. And I'm going to press the, actually I'm going to go down here. And I'm going to make this mouse right button. So with that created, I need to go to my script. I'm going to copy and paste. This will be called on run. Go to compile. Okay, so with that created, I'm going to select the main character, go down to player input, open up events, open up MC Basic. Now, oh, I forgot to save asset, so I need to save asset. I have to open this up again. So now it's got 3. So 1, 2, 3, and the third one, which is the run that I just created, it's empty. So I'm going to hit plus, go to drag and drop the MC Basic script into here. And again, I'm going to press that, look for the MC Basic script, look for on run. So I'm going to go back into my script, and I will create another bool called run input, and by default it's false. So down here, all I need to do is copy and paste this. If context is performed, run input is true, and if it's not performed, then run input equals false. So I need to go into the update. So is running. So basically, is running is this is a boolean that I created, and with the old input system, is running is true if get key code mouse 1, which is the right mouse button, is pressed. But I'm not using the old input system anymore, so I'm going to cancel that. So instead, I'm going to do if run input equals true, then is running true. Let's copy and paste. Else if run input equals false, then is running is also equal to false. And this is running boolean goes into within this move method. While he's moving, the speed of it is going to be either 1 or 0.5, depending on whether it's true or false. It's right here. So I'm going to compile that. I'm going to hit play. Okay, so running's working. Okay, the only thing that I need to do now is I need to work on the camera rotation. So if I expand my main character, I have the camera parented to the main character, and under the camera, I have a camera script. So in the camera script, first I need to copy this input system using Unity Engine input system. And first things first, I'm going to go into here and I'm going to create some mappings. Before I do this, I'm going to go into my camera and I'm actually going to copy and paste this here. Looks like it's going to be called on rotate. And I'm going to go back into the editor. Just like the player, I need to add a player input component to my camera. And I need to drag and drop this input again into this field. Again, behavior is invoke Unity events. Drop this down. And I need to create the buttons. So first, I'm going to press this plus button, and I'll call this one camera. And I'll do a value, vector 2. I'm going to try the same 2D vector. I'll get rid of this, I don't need that. So the camera is The up is mouse, up. Down is mouse, down. Left is mouse, left. And right is mouse, right. You know what? I'm going to reverse the up and down because I think it's more comfortable if the camera looks up while I drag the mouse down and the camera looks down when I drag the mouse up. So I'm going to reverse these. So mouse up is actually going to be down, and down is going to be mouse up. So save asset, and go back here, and open up MC Basic. Now I have this camera, so I need to press the plus button, drag and drop the camera script, and again select this camera script, and I'm going to select on rotate, which triggers stuff in here. Okay. So I need to, I'm just going to go here, I'll copy and paste this vector 3, and I want to paste it into my camera script. I'm going to rename it to cam input. And cam input is equal to whatever value that it's reading. So as the mouse is moving around and giving information to this input system, it triggers, it feeds the information to here, which comes out of this function and stores it into this variable. I think that's how it works. Okay, so I'm going to copy and paste this. I'm going to cancel out the original ones because the original ones have input get access, which is old input system. And I'm going to replace that with cam input.x and cam input.y. So I'm going to compile that, cross my fingers, and hope this works. Okay, I'm going to move this to the side, play. And it seems to work. The only problem is, I think I was wrong about reversing these. So I'm just going to go here and change this back to mouse up. This one is mouse down. Okay, it seems to be working fine. I need to reverse these though. I'm gonna go back here. Now I'm gonna try negative y. So I'm gonna hit play. And okay, that feels fine. The camera is working. Oh, I think the reason why it wasn't working when I had these reversed is I probably forgot to save asset. But it works just fine if I go into script and make this, if I put this negative sign right here, negative cam input dot y. But either way, it's working good. So I think that's pretty much it for this video. My final thoughts is that, well, first of all, it's kind of hard to tell because I think my little setup here is like really simple. This is probably, the new input system is probably, I think it's supposed to be more useful if it's like a really complex game. So it's really hard to say right now. The only thing that I can say is, number one, it isn't too hard to learn how to do it, but it does feel like when I go to my script, um, it adds a lot of like extra lines of code, like these functions for the player movement script, and the camera script has this like extra function. And also, when I go into the editor, the camera has this extra component, the player input component, and the main character has the same thing as well. So a lot of dragging and dumping. Kind of reminds me of like the UI system where you're setting up buttons to do stuff. But besides that, it's hard to tell. Another thing too is with this medieval parkour, if you haven't been following my previous tutorials in this series, I was doing other functionalities like wall run, wall jump, ceiling hang, wall climb, ledge climb. Um, Individually, each of those functions were working fine, but they weren't really working well with each other. So I'm also thinking of adding more to this series by looking for alternate ways to do what I did before. Um, but if I decide to do that, I'm obviously going to use this new input system, and hopefully as I do that, if I do it, then it will give me a better idea of how useful this new input system is. So that's all I really have to say about it. I'm going to cut it off here, but yeah, stay tuned to see if I add more videos to this. There will definitely be more videos in the future, but I'm not sure if I'm going to continue with this one. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the future.